After the beginning of the Industrial Revolution in England during the late 1700s, the US followed suit and soon began growing at an incredulous rate. They provided goods and services for their customers, yet the real reason they did so was for money, and soon corporate leaders would find a loophole to become some of the richest men in the country.
Before this, however, some businesses became corporations, which are owned by investors who buy part of the company through stock. These corporations raised large amounts of money selling stock to investors who were more likely to support them due to the fact that they did not have to pay off the corporation's debts. These corporations also have a special legal status, which continues after its founders die, and banks are most likely to lend a corporation money.
With the power these corporations had over other companies, they were able to find a loophole in their marketing, known as a monopoly. The sole purpose of a monopoly is to wipe out one's competitors who sell the same or similar products by buying them out or forcing them out of business, much like the board game. This means they have complete control over the industry, making the leaders of these monopolies some of the richest men in the U.S.
Examples of these men in U.S. history included John D. Rockefeller, born to a poor farming family in upstate New York, who started his first oil refinery in Cleveland, Ohio in 1863. He took control of this business and soon he controlled the drilling, refining, transporting, and selling finished products of the oil his refineries. Rockefeller used his newfound power to make secret deals with railroad companies to export oil at lower prices than his opponents. He used this to either drive his opponents out of business or to buy them out, leaving him to control 90% of the oil industry, making him the richest man in the country.
Another famous dominator of the industry is Andrew Carnegie, who moved from Scotland to Pennsylvania when he was 12, where he began working at a cotton mill and then a telegraph company. Eventually, he began his own steel business and began buying out his opponents or driving them out of business until he created a monopoly over the steel industry. At one point, he made $1 million every month due to the fact that the owners of the monopoly could charge any price they wanted for their goods or services.
This incredible power made small businesses terrified of going out of business and citizens terrified of higher prices. They went to the government, who had mostly stayed out of the problem, for help, and Congress responded by passing two laws. The Interstate Commerce Act of 1887 said that railroad rates must be reasonable and just, and the Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890 made it illegal to form trusts or monopolies. While these laws did take time to be put into effect, they are both still in use today.
While many of the large corporation owners were unfair robber barons, many became philanthropists, those who gave large sums of money to charities. People like Carnegie gave money to universities and built hundreds of public libraries, giving away a total of more than $350 million. An example of a modern-day philanthropist would be Bill Gates, who chose to share his wealth to fund many charities.